This one? Yes. Okay. Okay. They might see my password. No, I'm kidding. Okay, looks like we kind of like this side of the room, huh? And I guess I got used to sitting on this side, so you could take the other side. Yeah, so that we will have here. Oh yes, yes. Oh, you.
Okay.
Okay.
Your head no need to.
Oh, okay. Very good.
Yeah.
Yes. Good. Good. All right. So today's topic again is about karma.
Serious.
And so just make sure that you are comfortable. Okay. Dharma is supposed to be happy and joyful. Dharma should be something to celebrate each time you have your attention, because your attention may not last. It only lasts for 2 minutes.
Oh, if you're lucky, 2 minutes.
Yes. And then all of a sudden you're wandering off, or in some cases you're fantasizing. Yeah. So these are all part of our illusions, okay, which are related to the law of karma. Okay, so bear in mind that, okay? So today will be a little bit something unique because I'm just adding in an announcement before we start, because we're adding in a class on Wednesday now, in addition to Sunday. So what I really, really like to do here is to give everybody a chance to really understand Dharma profoundly, the best that you can. If this is something, if you really want to genuinely practice, I mean, not because your mother said so, or not because your grandmother was so kind to you and you said, oh, I want to be like her, so I want to come to the temple. Yeah. So that Wednesday, we will expound more of a Sunday teaching, but yet I'd like to put on debate into it. We will debate issues because I'd like to clarify, or we would like to clarify our understanding and our view of the teaching. Yeah. Okay. So is that something interesting? Meaning debate, meaning, I see it this way. I see it that way. Why do we see it so different? And I'd like you to explore that you can disagree with someone, yeah, but you have to have a point. Where is that coming from? Yeah, because a lot of cases we don't really understand what we know even. We grew up with the things, with the understanding that, oh, this is what I think. Oh yeah? What is it based from? Okay.
Because we make assumptions all the time.
It is exactly. And so we're going to develop our way of really internalizing things that we're going to say. Where is it basing from? Is it from a habit? Or is it because the Dharma says? And if so, is it happening in your life? Are you experiencing that? Because Dharma can come in any form, right? Mostly we read it, like just read or just, recite all your mantras. You have no idea what that mantra is, okay? And why, and how can you make the mantra the real thing, okay? All right, so is that something, yeah? It will be Wednesday night at 6:30. Yeah, 6:30 to 8. Okay, the best that you can. And I really challenge you. I will challenge you because if nobody challenged you with your philosophy and practice, how do you know it works? How do you know it works? What you believe? Yeah, it's got to be something logical and provable that this is my experience and look at my qualities now. Because in Buddhism, your quality is the one that quantifies your Dharma practice or reflective, okay, reflects your Dharma practice is because of your quality.
So we start 6:30.
Yes, to 8. Yes. And you're most welcome to bring your dinner here, I mean, we won't tell Sifu that we're eating here. I'm saying, some nutritional thing, maybe that comes in a, in a juice. Yeah. Okay. So that would, are you interested? Let's see. Okay. Because, everything that I see here is everything everyone, comes in with a pen and paper and you write it down. Yeah. And then I'm wondering if that paper ever going to be opened up again. I'm going to debate you on that, right? And let's see. Yeah, let's see. All right. So, okay, so let's just start and let's open up our prayer. You okay? Can I have that? So, does everybody have that? And let's do some refuge first. Okay. And we're going to do the first page to the second page. Yeah. So let's all recite together in English. I go for refuge until I am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my merits of practicing giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my merits of practicing giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my merits of practicing giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Now, on this 4 immeasurable, when we pray this, do it with feelings, okay? May all mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. And may they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. Reverently, I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind, and present clouds of every offering, actual and mentally transformed. I confess all my destructive actions accumulated since beginningless time, and rejoice in the virtues of all holy and ordinary beings. Please remain until cyclic existence ends, and turn the wheel of Dharma for sentient beings. I dedicate all the virtues of myself and others to the great awakening. This ground, anointed with perfume, flower strewn, Mount Meru, four lands, a sun and the moon, imagined as a Buddha land and offered to you. May all beings enjoy this pure land. The objects of attachments, aversion and ignorance, friends, enemies and strangers, my body, wealth and enjoyments, I offer these without any sense of loss. Please accept them with pleasure and inspire me and others to be free from the three poisonous attitudes. Iyam Guru Ratnamandalaka Niyatayami. Set aside your prayers, we'll meet them again later. Okay, so it has been a while, right? Like about almost 2 weeks, the last time I've seen you. And the last topic we had was about karma, the law of karma, cause and effect. Okay, so let's make sure we understand this, because we come from different backgrounds. Even though you are 100% a Buddhist now, you still perhaps use the word karma on the basis of other religion. Okay, so for example, when someone has a bad or unfortunate luck, and you say, that must be your karma. You see, you've done that, that is your karma, right? Or someone, anything that is negative going on in life, we say, oh my goodness, that must be her karma, right? It's just karma. It's quite profound. We want to make sure we nail this down. There is the reason why, okay? Remember the beginning of our class from the very get-go, all right? The very start. We were supposed to be just talking about 3 points to be great practitioner, to be a very good practitioner of the Dharma. One is, what's the first one? The first method, there's this 3 methods of practice. There's a setting your motivation. We've talked about that, right? Anything you do, you've got to set your motivation. Okay? Again, right here, we were all here sitting at the same room at the same time, looking at the same, right? Everything looks like the same. You all look like so enthusiastic, and you say, I'm wondering what Rakita's going to say today. But we have big difference. And what is that big difference? Our motivation. You may all look like, oh, I'm so interested about what's going to happen. Yeah. But you may have a different motivation than others. Okay. So, for the sake of today's practice and teaching, so could we just set a little bit of that motivation right now? Be clear of that motivation. Why you're here? and think of its benefit. Make that clear. You set all that intention. Okay, so now everything that you do, even if you're falling asleep right now, okay, because you've set your motivation, it is still good. Of course, you did not hear the Dharma, but still you have great motivation being here. You know why we're here? You know why it's wonderful to be here rather than being somewhere? Give me one reason. Why you being here at this moment?
At least your mind is set. Your mind is not flying around just like a monkey everywhere.
Well, if somebody's sitting here, then the monkey mind still can go somewhere.
But at least you are in such an environment, it's still different.
Ah,
Rather than polluted.
very good. Yeah, yeah. It's true. You see, even if you probably have the urgency of hurting someone right now, but you sit right here and not doing anything. Yeah. Instead, you're listening. Or maybe you're not listening, but mere the fact that you're here, okay, you are not committing any crime, okay, of body, speech. No, because that mind is negative. So, yeah, but even if that mind is negative, yeah, you are not completing it because anything completion has to be acted. You have to complete it, meaning from the mind, I said, I'm going to say something to this lady. It's got to be Sunday. Cannot wait for Monday. Yeah, but you're here. Just, what should I do? You have it in the mind and you're ready to really give this lady a call, which is becomes what? Speech, in a form of a speech. But yet you're sitting here. Do you think you will complete that negative, unwholesome action? No, because you're sitting here and you're not picking up your phone. Thank you. So, is that attitude or even that negative in the mind, has that been completed? We will call it a completion? No, nothing happened. It just happened in the mind. You're about to call someone, but you didn't do it because you're here. So just being here, okay, you are saved from committing a completion of an action that becomes a full-blown negative karma that actually comprises of what? Mind, speech, and body, but you did not, right? However, did we have a negative seed when you were thinking that you're going to harm or wanting to say negative words to this person you're about to call? Yeah, I'm testing what we learned from last karma lesson. Yes, yes, yes. Even though you did not complete it, because you have already planted a seed in the mind. Now, well, and you say, well, that seed could be somewhere, Akita. Can I destroy it? No, you cannot. Anything that you have propagated or initiated or started or begin, whether that is mind, body, or speech, you have already had planted a seed. No escape, no way you can actually remove that or hide it. Well, you can hide it. Yeah, you cannot. You cannot remove or undone, okay, or undo, I should say. All right. So then what happens to it? I'd like you to just think of this. What happens to those seeds? Where are they? Because like last week, I had so many, I have many negative thoughts. Where did that go? Where?
Waiting for the timing. When it's time,
Yeah.
when the timing is right.
Well, when is the time is right? Yeah.
Individual.
So let's clear this out, because first of all, we want to clarify all of the seeds that was planted negatively or positively. Now, karma is not only for negative ones, okay? Also for the wholesome thoughts, for the good things, like you wish someone, may they reach enlightenment, may they be awakened soon. Those are seeds, okay? So where are they going to go? Yeah, so the seeds are stored in one space, okay? It's stored somewhere. It's like a bank of karma. That, when you have a bank, when you want it to ready to withdraw, what do? You have to activate it, right? Yes. So our seeds are being activated with the right condition. Okay. What kind of condition? Yeah. Yes, it's like a seed, as they said in the text, where the seed is planted in the soil, okay? It's just a spread on the soil. And the sun, the rain, comes. Perfect. And then there you go. Sprout comes. Because it's a perfect condition for that seed. Now, if that seed, however, is a spread on a concrete, yeah, will it sprout? No. But wait, you just wait, because after a few years or time, there will be dust accumulating on the concrete. And then you just say, wow, where is this grass coming from? Well, just for time and conditioning, the dust collected, and then the seed embraced that soil, and with the rain and the sun, perfect, and it sprout. Yeah. So even if you say, concrete, this will not, just wait. These are the ripening moment of a seed. And so with our negative actions, okay, you may not feel it now, but I tell you, it's going to come with the right condition. Okay, so bear with me here, because I'd like you to understand how it works. Because sometimes these words, we just, karma, 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 we have no clue how it works. Yeah, we only also choose our karma. Like, I think this is karma because I have been so good before. But when it's bad, you never think of it as a karma. You say, it's her fault. It's my neighbor's fault. I told her not to say this thing, and now I'm suffering. Yeah, we always blame others. Well, we'll really find something to blame it on, right? Yeah, so when the seed has ripened, it ripens at the right condition. So, for example, you have done a lot of negative deeds. You've hurt someone before, right? So, how is this going to ripen? How is this going to ripen? It's going to ripen in a lot of ways. Because if you've hurt someone, this one example we already have, we're going to expand this more because we need to know the causes and conditions. The causes for us to be happy beings, and also the causes, everything has to have a cause, right? Of something we experience. So, for example, yeah, because I know you're thinking right now many, many things probably about like, wow, karma, karma can only be experienced. It's not about the natural causes, like, oh my goodness, I'm getting old. This must be karma. Like, no, 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 no. Yes, you're getting old, obviously, because we all get old, whether we like it or not. That's a natural course of events. Okay? Yeah? Like, for example, the leaves falling down off the tree. That is not karma. It's not the karma of the tree. It's natural cause. Also, when you eat, for example, when you eat poison food, and you say, oh, I'm having diarrhea right now. It's that must be karma. Okay, that's not karma, okay? Because naturally, yeah, you experienced it because the food actually made your tummy upset, right? Okay, so does it make sense a little bit? Yeah. So then what is, how do we experience, for example, um, the ripening of a karma, whether it's good or bad? Okay. So I'll give you an example. There are maybe us here, we went to buy a lotto ticket. We all have the same motivation, right? On lining up, right at the, what is this? Foursquare, right? And oh, may I win something, right? Or what's the winning number now? I mean, winning amount. I saw it in how much? 6 million, right? So we all have the same motivation, lining up to go get a lotto ticket. And we got our lotto ticket, we went home. And then, for example, we all came back here to Dharma class, and one of us, one in this class won that 6 million. That is a karma. Okay. It's not about having the luck. Okay. We all did our best, right? We all went there with the same motivation that when we win the lotto, what are we going to do with that money? Yeah. So we're going to give it to charity, give it to Sifu, like that, or whatever, right? But how come one won and you did, not even a quarter of that is yours? She got it all. She is the champion, right? And I said, wow, yeah, that is karma, because at some stage he has been possibly with all the generosity, you know, she had the best generosity. So now she experienced that. Yeah. So that's just one very mundane, okay, very mundane example. Right? So, So why karma is related to our topic of, of these three methods. If you're practicing Dharma, you need to know these three methods. Okay, first is to make clear of that motivation when you practice, when you do your day. The second, okay, which we even have not gotten into because there's so much to learn, right? But the second is basically the practice of not clinging or grasping, okay? But this is very difficult to attain or even do. Why? Because this, you have to have completely renounced. We talked about renunciation. Is everybody renounced? Ellen said, yeah? Everybody renounced? Renounce. What are we renouncing? They're typing. Google does not know that.
No, I'm just trying to.
Yeah.
No, that's different.
That's right. You renounce the 8 worldly concerns, right? It's going to get deeper here, Helen. What are the 8 worldly concerns? Yeah. You get stuck there, but that's good. Praise and blame. So if you still wish for praises and you don't want to be blamed, you are definitely not renounced. Okay? If you're still seeking being famous, yeah, I want to be the best, because I'm the best and the others not best. You are not renounced yet. So, but that's just not it. You have to renounce samsara. Does anybody know samsara? Whether we like it or not, suffering will always be there because we are in samsara, however. Renounce. You have to renounce the qualities of samsara. If you wake up in the morning and you say, wow, I love samsara, you are so into it, then you are not renounced. If you're right there, wanting to be the best, you want to compete, you want to be, you have the best car on earth, greater than your neighbor, that's all you wish for is compete, that you are the smartest thing ever. You have so many projects so that you can show that you are so intelligent. Out of what? Depends on your motivation. But if it's for to gain, then that is still, you are still in samsara. So, but the reason why this is not so good, all right, is because how can you generate bodhicitta? How can you care for someone if you all the time you think is you? Only you. Even if you're next to your husband, you say, well, I'm doing it for my husband, right? I'm doing it for my wife. But yet, the truth is you are doing it for you. That is the reason why we need to renounce. We need to let go of that. That is one aspect. In order for us to gain the reason to care for others, is to let go of our notion of the strong self. Of course, we need ourselves. How can we work without ourselves? But sometimes we overdo it. We forget others. I'll give you an example today. Yeah. People have given you fruits today, and you have the option of choosing those fruits. When you are picking that fruit for you, have you think of others? How come you're not looking at me? When you pick you pick the apple and the orange, and what did you pick? What kind of orange? The best looking orange there is in the 5 oranges. He said, this is mine. This is the largest one. It is the shiniest one. The rest, they can have that. How can you develop bodhicitta if by just looking at it's just a fruit called orange, you already have a very strong distinction that the best and the most wholesome looking one is yours. And the rest, who cares? Good luck. I came here first. This is what they call first come, first serve. Right? Yeah.
I don't go for everyone.
Yes. Okay, yeah. I'll tell you another example. You go to Pack and Save. You just watch where the bushel of oranges, or I would say the best seasoned fruit, right? I tell you what, you go there early in the morning, you have the best looking one. If you come at 5 p.m., you know there will be no good looking plum. Because guess what? Who is practicing bodhicitta here? Zero. Because it shows, right? Wow, there is no bodhicitta here because you know what? We don't think of others. We the tomato. I experienced this. I myself like yeah. And then I tell you what, my karma. When I was going like this on one of the mandarins, guess what? I poked it and my finger went inside. And I said, oh, I got it. And so if I can lift the mandarin is up. So it's mine. I said, wow, look at this. So did I have to put it back?
Did you?
What do you think? I already learned that because of that, I have done it also in the past. Yeah. But without you thinking of that, you probably don't notice it. It's normal. So guess what? You put that back there. Let others experience it.
Good money to buy rotten apple.
Okay. There you go. Yeah. Helen, how can we practice bodhicitta when you say, well, I paid $90 for these oranges. Yes. And then you got the one with the hole, right? Now, this is what we call that is your karma. Because others, even if they pay it, they don't mind. Yes. So watch this. Watch. There's a lot of layers here, layers. So back onto the renunciation. In order for us to generate bodhicitta and to think and love others, really, genuinely, not like, oh, I think I care for some people. Some, but only the good-looking ones, but not the ugly ones. Worse, this is the reason why we cannot become a Mahayanist if we act like this. This is not the teaching of Mahayana. So Mahayana is very difficult to practice because of this, because it is not about us, it's how to be kind and compassionate to others. This is very difficult practice. Mahayana is not a label on your forehead or label on your mala. Yeah. This is critical. So then the second practice is clinging and grasping. We cannot reach that if we do not understand. Okay, if we have not renounced, we cannot. We will always grasp, because the same thing you grasp with the beautiful looking orange. You already failed that practice at that moment. Okay. But at the last supreme, method, okay, the third one is dedication. That's why we're doing it here, okay? Every time we finish some wholesome action, which is Dharma practice, you dedicate. But we will get into that more, okay? So let's go back to why we need to know cause and causality, the law of karma. Because if we don't know karma, we will not be liberated from samsara. How? You say, so what? How can karma, how can actually understanding the karma can liberate us from our suffering? Good question, right? How? How do you think? Accepting. Well, you cannot accept a karma if you keep doing it. Okay, so all right. So why is it important for us to know the cause and causality? The cause, what causes us to suffer? Okay. What causes you to suffer? Remember, at the very beginning of the karma, it says, suffering, causes of suffering is only from all unwholesome deeds, negative actions. Okay? So what you feel now, what you're experiencing now is whether you are healthy, you were so happy, is because that is caused from things you have done in the past. And if you are so in trouble right now as well, those are the things, okay? This is the fruit of the things you have done in the past as well. Okay? So remember, who was here last time when we had the karma quiz? We had that paper, right? And in that paper, you just check, what are, I think we have it right some copies there, right? But it's not for I think everybody already have taken theirs.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you have not gotten that, please take it, because this karma quiz is an assessment of your life right now. Okay? It says, whatever you're experiencing now, okay? If you can hand me one copy so I can just guide and then I can give to others. Thank you. I just wanna explain a little. We're not gonna do this quiz at the moment, but this, yes, just share, right? You see on the first page, okay? Do you have it? Okay. On the first page, this will be for you. On the right part, okay, it says general environment, okay? And it says there, you just tick. This is your experience now in this lifetime, at this moment, not last year, okay? Or not next year, okay? Now, you tick, do you have a low quality of food? You know, do you experience low quality of food and medicine? Short average lifespan, you know? Crop failures or recession, you're always short of food. Are you experiencing that? You're experiencing natural disasters. Like out of everyone, your home is the one that flooded, you know? Out of the whole street, your house was basically burned, you know, by natural, you know, wildfire. How come my house is the only one that was really stricken? How come my place is filthy, even if and smelly, even if I clean? Yeah, uncomfortable place. I always have uncomfortable place. No matter what I do, I work so hard, but still have very uncomfortable situation. I have unsuccessful business. Even if I have a master's degree in business, I'm still unsuccessful. Yeah, all my projects, they don't come out well. Like this, just you check that, yeah? Go all the way and to the bottom, yeah? Because these, whatever you experience in this general environment, basically is caused from the things we have done in the past. And it tells you across it, like next to it, that is a general environment, and also, I'm sorry, including your personal experience right now. Are you, you know, experiencing, you have a best friend that is dishonest. Anyone you meet, they're all, you know, screwing up with you, screwing you up. And you say, what's wrong with these people? And you say, oh, I meet them. And then you keep losing friends. Why am I losing friends? Yeah. Or, you know what? I have really strong attachment. You really? Attachment to what? Anything. You're attached to a cup. You have so many cups. You buy from Posh Shop. And then you also have very, very strong anger. You know? You're so nice, but then someone just like pull a little bit of your hair and you become like a dragon with fire. And you said, oh, where did that come from? And then to the point that your coworker would say, you need a therapy. And you said, what therapy? I'm okay. And then here comes, you know, have you ever seen a friend driving like, oh, very, very sweet, nice, and all of a sudden, someone actually, you know, like driving, and then they, you know, take over her or him, and all of a sudden he really flares up, like, You've never seen a man like that before. Like, are you my friend? Out of somebody just went around him, which they have the right of way, but still, anger cut you off. I should be the first one. I always run first on a highway. More, what is this? A motorway. Like the anger comes. It's like, oh, where did that come from? Or you say you're always being harmed by others. Like out of like your office mates, you're always the one that gets hurt. And you say, this is unfair. Why am I being harmed all the time? Yeah, because this is the karma. Now I'm trying to put this all together, no? So this is very important. You're gonna have to take this. So then wonder why, right? What have I done before? What actions have I done before? Have you ever experienced you've not ever find a partner? Just an example. This should not be a non-talk. I'm talking about you, okay? Well, what I'm saying is you are so desperate of looking for someone and you never find any single being to the point that you almost want to buy love. There is a reason for that. Yeah. So, if you know what caused this experiences now, this lifetime, this year, and this age, is because of the things you've done before. So when you know what causes this, you're gonna have now to say, what am I gonna do about this thing, right? Are you interested in that? I will be surprised if you're not. Yeah. And you say, holy cow, right? Yeah, so then therefore, what you need to do when you find the cause is very important. It's very simple. First is, once you learn the cause, you stop doing that action. You have to cease. You're gonna have to stop. It's like, man, you already have one lung and you're still smoking. For example, sorry for those who smoke. That's the best example I can find. Okay. All right. And you say, oh, you only have one lung left. If not, it's the upper part. You lost the lower one, the left one, and you only have one little lobe left. And you still smoke, right? So in order for you to really, so that you will not cough, okay? You have to stop smoking, right? And then look for the antidote. Look for how can I change this so that I will not experience it again? But the first thing is you have to stop it. Gotta stop, cut it out, right? Really. Yeah, so now, if we know the cause, we stop the cause and we find the antidote. That way you will repay it, okay, and accumulate more merit for it. One example is, give you one example. We will get into this because then it ties down to your vows, okay, to the 10 non-virtuous actions and what are the 10 virtuous actions, the antidote to that, okay? So for example, right now you're feeling a lot of pain in the body. out of pain. You don't know where this is coming from. I'm eating well, I eat all organic, you know. I had taken all the supplements you can imagine. Yeah. I'm sleeping good, but yet I'm achy. I have this rash, bad skin. I don't know why, right? That means that you've harmed before, you've killed before. It's written in the text. So then what do you need to do? Stop harming with your body. Okay? With the body, meaning harm, smooshed, pinch. Okay, whatever, that's body needs, like step on a snail or something. Yeah? So then stop. All right? Then what do you need to do next? You have to make sure you save a life. So then you say, oh, I'm going to liberate a bird. You go to this big group of group of travelers says, oh, we're doing liberation of fishes, and then you go, yeah. I need a truckload of fish. I'm going to liberate. Yeah. But it does not work like that. Why is that doesn't work? Yeah. Release? Yes, absolutely.
So, does it not work?
Again, well,
Is it a waste of time?
it is. It is if you have a wrong motivation or you have no motivation at all. Like, for example, you and your friend, like, come, let's go release some fish. And your friend went and said, okay, get me a fish, and just released it without any motivation at all. Then that's just a waste of time and a waste of fish. Because you paid the fish, right? Paid $20 or something. Waste. Because there's no motivation. You have to motivate. For example, you get the fish, even one fish that is worth $20. You go there and you look at the fish, and you say, of all the things I have heard before, in this lifetime and many lifetimes, I am saving you now. And my motivation is because of this virtuous action, may I attain Buddhahood, may I attain enlightenment, so that I can benefit more fish like you and all beings. Exponentially. But if you just go there like, oh, I bought a big truckload, this costs about $20,000, I'm going to release all of them. But your motivation is to show off, like, oh, I'll be on camera. Those fish definitely, yes, you will have good karma because the fish went, free, but very, very mundane. And it may not even lead you to enlightenment, meaning awakening state. It's because the motivation, remember? Every action starts from the motivation. Yeah. Right? So, why this is important, the karma and the cause and causality in this class that I really, really like us to work really hard, is to know about the situation in your life this time, what it is, okay? Why you're having difficulty absorbing the Dharma. Why that I only come when I feel like it, Although you may have in your heart, I want to come, you know, but have all these obstacles coming along your way, you know. Did you know? It is really all because of our actions that was done in the past. Nothing else. Why you are having so many obstacles. Even when you're about to ride in your car and you come to the temple to, to see Sifu, things happen, you get a phone call and all of a sudden like, what? Then you never come to the temple because you have so many obstacles. These are your experiences, and then you cannot even get a blessing. And even here, why that you are all sitting here and some of you, your eyes are so open, but others, they're all about to close. This is not because you are dull or something. It is because of many things, the obscurations that was collected in your continuum. You cannot even focus. So this is the reason why cause and causality as a Buddhist practice, as a Buddhist practitioner, profoundly, not only the Buddhist practitioner, if you really are wanting the best and free from suffering, you need to know karma. Okay? So then, at the last part of the karma that I talked about before is there are two types at the end, right? The throwing karma and the accomplishing karma. This is just a review quickly. Throwing karma is when at the time of death, you took rebirth. The throwing karma will then, get activated. And it depends what you have done before, it throws you to what realm. Remember there's 6 realms? What causes the 3 lower realms are there? If you have performed negative deeds, you become animal. Okay? You become a pig. All right? Too bad. No more. No, can I change that anymore? Once you took rebirth and the throwing karma was activated, bingo, you became a pig. Right? So you feel a little bit oinkish, right? But there is the second one, which is you call accomplishing karma. Accomplishing karma then gives you, okay, your other experience, which is you could be, you could belong as a pig. You were born in a beautiful farm. Like you become the babe. Yes, that is accomplishing. At least, even though I am a pig, I was born in a beautiful farm from Mr. and Mrs. McDonald's farm, right? And you become a nice pig, beautiful pig, and they pet you. And they don't roast you. Goodness. Okay, I have to be careful with but you see what I'm saying? Then you have a good accomplishing karma. But you're still a pig. Yeah? So there is a positive throwing. The negative is a throw that because you became animal, that was a negative throwing karma. But you have a positive accomplishing karma. Yeah. Now I'm going to reverse it. Okay. You're now going to be born. You take rebirth, and you were born as a human. Yeah. Positive karma. However, your accomplishing karma is negative at the time of death. And the one that ripens is, yes, you are human, but because of your actions for so many years and many, many long time, these negative habits, right? You were born in a very, very unfortunate family. You know, you were born where there is no dharma. You were born where, it's really unfortunate birth, or you have no faculty, you're deformed or mentally not complete. That is an accomplishing karma. So when you see people, they may have human life, but because of accomplishing karma, they're not complete. They're not happy. They have always problems. They have difficulty. But then my point is, even though you become human, there are still many, many obstacles. You see? So where you are at the moment just reminds you again the preciousness of a human rebirth that has the 18 endowed qualities. And if we have that, you should not even relax, because we can also lose that. How can you lose it? How can you lose your greatness right now? Like, I have a great life. No one can touch me. I'm secure. I have this amazing retirement plan. How can you lose that? That's right. But that's only for this lifetime. So if you invest this lifetime only in this lifetime, you are not guaranteed to. Depends on your throwing karma. When you are being thrown, as a human, amazing. But there is one more thing, that is the accomplishing karma, which are all your actions again. Okay? So, many, many lifetime. What, for example, that's why this ticking thing is, what you need to do with this, whatever you're experiencing now, it may not be in this lifetime, of course, for beginningless time. So how can you turn around? How can you go a 360-degree change? Now remember, when you change a little, they say you will experience little. But if you change big, guaranteed that change is big, but it takes a lot of effort. But so now you have this mental faculty. You have all this understanding now. If I were you, you do not waste that thought. You think about this. Because in this karma quiz, which is technically a karma assessment, where you are in this lifetime, this is where we should really talk about, So, any questions from here?
Are we able to have a copy of the class explanations?
Sure. Yes? Okay. A throwing karma is basically the ones that it gets activated and it determines which realm you're going to be reborn. Is from the last lesson. Is when you actually There's many ways to accumulate that to become human. You don't wish to be reborn in the lower realms. So what are the factors that you will become lower realms is when you have committed the 5 heinous crimes, which if you have killed, all right, killed meaning killed human, okay, or animals because of enjoyment, all right, especially when you have killed your mother or your father in this lifetime. However, that can change too, depending, because there is an arhat, become an arhat when he killed someone. He killed a deer. I forgot his name. It was just mentioned by one teacher during his teaching, and he was a hunter, and he basically killed the deer, right? Hunt the deer with all his might, yeah. And then when he went close to the deer, obviously a lot of his past lives karma as well was activated, his compassion activated. And then when he saw that deer for the first time, from that deer, I mean, he has been probably killing before or something, but only at that moment he realized, right, how painful it is. And he wept, he cried, and he said, this is unbearable. So he ran to the Lama, to the abbot of a monastery, and he said, I've killed a deer and my heart, I regret. Please advise me what to do. I will not do this anymore. I regret it from the bottom of my heart. And so the Lama said, okay, because of your regret, your genuine regret, these are the things you need to do in this lifetime. And so he went and did everything, left his family, did all that he did. And in that one lifetime, he attained arhatship. He attained enlightenment. So you can reverse it through regret, but it has to be genuine. Yeah, and of course, there's other practice.
You don't kill the parents.
Huh?
If the parents is not killed, it will work. But if once the parents are now if someone kill the parents, they will not be able to achieve that.
Well, if you kill because in killing, all right. When we will discuss this more because this is basically the teaching of Abhidharma Kosha. Okay, this is the law of Buddhism. There is 3 teachings, right? The teachings of the Vinaya, which is the law, right? It's like we're lawyers, basically. Okay, the teaching of the psychology of the Buddha. This is Abhidharma Kosha, of course. That is, yeah. And then there is the sutra. There is the philosophy. Okay. So it is the law. Okay. There is a law, studying the law. Okay, in Buddhism, and studying psychology. Okay, and studying philosophy. And yes, this definitely is the study of law. Okay, but there are 4 factors that has to be complete in order for you to say you have really killed. It's because it starts with your intention. Okay, and at the last port of your intention is like, yes, that killing is mine. That's it, you completed it. That is, for example, you killed an arhat. you are definitely gonna reborn in the lower realm.
But what about like for some of us that are not vegetarians, so we still eat meat, so there's a direct relationship with the causation of the animal's death.
Yep, correct. Yes, definitely. Because then if you can consuming meat, you are definitely telling, the butchers to keep going, right? But, you know, there is also a part where um, we just have to really, really be careful, meaning it is a part of our culture because everywhere you go now, you cannot even go to McDonald's and have a really good vegetarian sandwich because it's all meat, right? Majority. They do, but it's all made of lettuce, you know. But because it's part of the culture, I mean, it's different because you really did not go and go and hunt that chicken, and you say, oh, this is chicken is fine, I'm gonna make it real good curry, you know. Um, it's different, it's a different, it has less ramification because you did not really complete the 4 steps, I mean, the 4 rules of killing a human being or a being. Yeah. But if, for example, a mosquito went on you, the mosquito haven't even landed yet, and what do? You chase the mosquito and really, like, and then you already know she died, and you say, that is an official killing because you're so happy you killed him. No, seriously. Yeah? And that also applies on other insects.
What did you
It hasn't bitten you. You probably just want to rest. Why don't you watch? So here, if you have bodhicitta, okay? But I know this is a very high bodhicitta. It's a very high love and compassion. When you see the mosquito coming to you, yeah, and you say, what are you gonna do? Come on, the mosquito, how big is the tummy of the mosquito? He just wants a little bit of your blood. How much blood you have? And you still don't want to give any of it. Where is your compassion? Malaria in New Zealand. Really? Well, if you're next to it depends where, but what I'm saying is, of course, right? Yeah? But just to this mosquito. I've actually seen a lizard when one time we kind of like Helen and I worked on one of the garages and I saw a lizard, and lizard's so calm, or maybe it's just his style. And I said, "Oh, I'm gonna pick you up," and I said, "Go, go, 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 go," and he's not moving. However, I just wondered why he doesn't want to move. Yeah. And so maybe the lizard was blind, right? And then I saw the lizard as I come close. He lost a little part of his leg, And I said, wow, this lizard went through a lot in his lizard life. Yeah, so then what I did was just to carry him. Yeah. But maybe 20 years ago, I will never do that. Who cares about lizards? You know, we don't like them in our house. Yeah. So these are again, our relationship with you will. I don't know how we ended up with insects in our lesson. Now I'm off track. Yes. Okay. So that's the throwing karma. Okay. And accomplishing karma is basically your condition in that realm. You could be a dog, but you could possibly be, mothered by someone who is the Queen Elizabeth or Trump at this moment, staying in the White House. Right? So it's great life, but you cannot receive dharma because you're a dog. It's hard. Have you seen a dog that comes to the dharma class? Oh, no? You want to bring your dog here? Even if the dog comes, he will just fall asleep. You have to be human.
I have the cats, which really brings the flowers for offerings.
That's great. Yeah, it's
And
amazing.
also when you meditate, they will
They come sit.
and
Yes.
meditate.
Yes. But do you think they are meditating and they're,
I think they
probably, but they probably better off when they're human. So what I'm saying is it's not enough. Okay.
my cat does the same
Yes.
when I meditate.
It's because they have passed, yeah. But they probably like it because it's quiet. Cats don't want to be disturbed.
And the wall is down.
Yes, you're putting in seed. Yes, yeah, you're giving off seed, and someday when they exhaust all the kalpas and eons of reborn in a lower realm, now
I just want about the deer story thing, but without the deer, that doesn't work. Because the killing the
Yeah.
company.
Yeah.
Now, is it not possible that event, the deer, that kill the deer, is from the past a good seed? Although the killing is a bad thing, but it's a good seed that was there for the person to kill.
right.
And then he.
Sure. Yeah, great analysis, but we don't know. Yeah, but the truth is, whatever ever coming and going in your mind stream, always because of the past. So many things. Yeah, but I'll give you an example. This probably have happened before. Someone who had an accident. I mean, someone who actually and technically was thrown off. Okay, off the vehicle, thrown out, off the vehicle, you would know that person could have died already, right? And in the process, the ambulance came and you thought, that he's already dead. But yet, he made it, right? That is because, he has a really, really strong, at that time, all this ripening of the negative actions of the body is dying, but yet he was saved because he still had positive in him. This is the reason why we need to overcome. We need to really generate more virtuous action to overcome the less credit of all these negative actions and deeds we have done in many, many lifetimes. Yeah. So, and in karma, okay, you cannot erase it. There is no like, oh, I'm going to put this seed somewhere, keep it there. It will, or hide it. If it doesn't ripen this lifetime, it will ripen next life, next life, next life. What ripens in this lifetime are the big boo-boos. Like, for example, you stall, right? Really bad. So then you're going to get caught, put on to jail for the rest of your life. Yeah? You're already ripening that immediately. Okay? Those are the things. Yeah? For example, if you slap or you punch your wife, for example, yeah, immediately you will get it. Yeah. So these are very, very basic, but those are the ones that are a little bit, you may not feel it in this lifetime, but it will ripen in the next life. But how do we know? We do not know. Now, karma, the study of karma, is one of the most profound, very difficult material to study. Even the monks and the nuns that really studies this as scholars, okay, very, very heavy, yeah, very heavy material. But only the Buddha, okay, knows this, knows everything, what we have done, what caused everything, including he knows every grain of the feather of a peacock, the colors of the feather of the peacock. He knows. Only the Buddha can tell. We don't. Because we're not Buddha yet. Especially me. Okay? So, also, karma is very strong when you do something very positive or strongly negative actions. They become very strong seeds when who are these people? Yeah, who will have this? You'll have a strong one if you have a vow. If you've kept a vow. You listen? Did you hear that? If you've kept a vow of not lying and you keep lying, that is huge. Rather than the one that did not have a vow and lied, yours greater. This is serious. Especially the one that had a vow. That's why it's quite serious. So if you're committing misconduct on sexual misconduct, for example, for the one that has a vow, okay, it is huge. It's a big crime compared to even not having a vow. However, what's the good part? If someone has a vow and have committed amazing good virtue, it's exponential good karma compared to those who does not have a vow. Yeah. So the ones that bears a vow, their crimes are heavier if they commit non-virtuous actions. So the ones that have, that's why some monks and nuns, sometimes we're grumpy because we have to always watch everything we do in action.
Is that picking the 5 precepts?
Yes, that's a vow. The 5 actually has many branches, okay? So you're not only taking, 5. There are also many of that in branch, yeah? If you really study it, yeah? So, however, if you commit good virtue, all right, or wholesome actions, even a simple little thing, it's exponential because you carried a vow. That's why people who have a vow, we venerate them. They are worthy of respect because it's hard. It's very difficult practice. So bottom line, with this law of karma, we have to watch our actions. So any questions? No question? Are you thinking now? It's like, I'm gonna have to review my karma assessment. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Okay. No questions? Are you liking this? Now, I'm not scaring you, I suppose. Yeah? No? But this is a time, this is a teaching of the Buddha that says the Buddha leads you to the truth. No hocus pocus. No magic. Buddha did not really go, put up the hat and a dove came out, No. The Buddha's teaching is always the truth of everything. So I'm linking the law of karma. That's why before we go on with practice, we need to see where we are in this lifetime. Whatever we have done, we have to cut it negatively and develop the antidote so that you can progress deeper and really avoid suffering. And the only way to avoid suffering is high discipline. And how do you keep the high discipline? When you have a great mindfulness. Your seeds will not ripen when you are mindful. Even it's about to happen because of your great meditative concentration. You are not making mistakes. So the seed will not ripe. Yeah? Instead of you having an accident because you see that someone is speeding or you're speeding, you say, I'm 120 now. Slow down. That is mindfulness. Then you avoid having a fatal accident. Those are the reasons why we meditate, to gain mindfulness so that we can be disciplined. And so when you're disciplined, the law of karma, you can manage. Does it make sense? And when you know the karma is ripening, you understand and you say, I may have done this before. So I'll take it all now. And they call this exhaustion of karma. You burn it out. Even if you have a disease now, get it through because you've harmed before. When you pacify, you understand you've done something like that painful before to others. Yeah, you exhausted. And then as you pray, may all medicines work. And then as you do that, the medicines work, and then you're clear. You're clear. But even if it did not work and you die, as I asked you before, would you die of a cancer now than you going to the lower realm? Huh? Die now, right? Yeah, I want experience now rather than why you don't want to I don't want to die now. I'll just experience that later in lower realm. And how long is the lower realm actually last? 3 kalpas, eons. You know how long eons is? 1 eon? How long is 1 eon? Okay, you know this one block of Wilkinson Avenue or road? A block, yeah, square. You dig it the same size down bottom. And then you fill it up with 1 hair. 1 hair is 1 lifetime. Fill that up. That is 1 eon. So, experience it later, or you exhaust it now. Yeah. So thank you for the teachings of the Buddha. It gives us not hope, but things to do. This is the instruction of the Buddha. The kindness and compassion of Buddha gives us how to get out. But you don't even have a moment to contemplate. Yeah? Okay. So let's dedicate. Anyone who actually are new here later on, if you could kindly give Yogan your email address so we can send you messages. All right, so let's dedicate all this. Page 3. Let's just bring it all out. Okay, so page 3. We recite it together. Through the merits of these virtuous actions, may I quickly attain the state of a Guru Buddha and lead all living beings without exception into that enlightened state. May the precious body-mind, not yet born, arise and grow. May that born have no decline, but increase forevermore. May anyone who merely sees, hears, remembers, touches, or talks to me be free from that very instant from all sufferings and abide in happiness forever. May sentient beings who have all been my mother and father be completely happy, and may the lower realms be forever empty. May all the prayers of bodhisattvas in whatever places they live be immediately fulfilled. Day and night may I pass the time thinking and examining by what means these teachings can spread in the minds of myself and others. May I experience whatever suffering sentient beings have, and they experience whatever happiness and virtue I have. It is solely from the kindness of my spiritual mentors that I have to come to be acquainted with the peerless Buddha's words. Thus, I dedicate this merit so that every sentient being may be cared for in the future by kind and sublime spiritual mentors. With my heart going out with great compassion, in whatever directions the most precious teachings have not yet spread, or once spread have declined, may I expose this treasure of happiness and aid. And page 6. Now, when we pray this is actually very powerful to develop our love and compassion to others. It's a dedication prayer from His Holiness, the Dalai Lama, by Shantideva. May all beings everywhere, plagued by sufferings of body and mind, obtain an ocean of happiness and joy by the virtue of merits, of mind merits. May no living creature suffer, commit evil, or fall ill. May no one be afraid or the little, with a mind weighed down by depression. May the blind see forms and the deaf hear sounds. May those whose bodies are worn with toil be restored in finding repose. May the naked find clothing, the hungry find food. May the thirsty find water and delicious drinks. May the poor find wealth, those weak with sorrow find joy. May the forlorn find hope, constant happiness and prosperity. May there be timely rains and bountiful harvests. May all medicine be effective and wholesome prayers bear fruit. May all who are sick and ill, page 7. May all who are sick and ill quickly be freed from their ailments. Whatever diseases there are in the world, may they never occur again. May the frightened cease to be afraid, and those bound be freed. May the powerless find power, and may people think of benefiting each other. And on page 8, can we just read this long life dedication for Venerable Master Changlin? Page 8. I bow down to the spiritual guides of the Supreme Vehicle, the source of all that is positive in samsara and nirvana. May the precious masters grant their blessings so that my mind be moistened by loving kindness and compassion. Inspired by the extraordinary traditions of Chan, signifies the inherent potential for enlightenment in all beings. You, with your skillful means, embraces the possibilities beyond what is known in order to swiftly realize one's Buddha's nature with the light force of living. May you live an enduring life and unchanging good health. In the meantime, may all your wishes be fulfilled. May your Dharma activities of profound generosity, hearing, learning, contemplation, and so forth, brings those who seek your guidance in the path, becoming learned, morally disciplined, and embodies your evident quality of compassion. May your Dharma teachings spread not only in New Zealand, but in all the 10 directions. Thank you. Thank you. And anyone who are interested to get the copy of the copy of the yes, we will. Yeah, please, can you make a photocopy of all of this?
You want?
One,
Yes.
sorry.
So it's
1, 2, yeah.
so basically 4. I think.
Can I do it downstairs?
Yes.
I mean,
Yes. 4. How the antidotes of this karma, okay?